Okay, everybody, just to tee this up for you, in case you weren't following, I'm just reading. You can put Ben Hebert on the screen. I'd love to see his face as I read this. This is from a Canadian Press Wire Services story with some big names on the move and a couple of curling legends calling it quits to boot. It's been quite a week to remember in the sport of curling. Brad Jacobs, an Olympic champion skip, 2013 Brier champ, 12-time Northern Ontario provincial champion, was right in the middle of the news cycle as he left Reid Carruthers' side to join Brendan Botcher's previous team. His new teammates on what was Team Botcher, Ben Hebert, Mark Kennedy, and Brett Gallant, had delivered a stunner on Tuesday with word they were making a change at the skip position. Botcher was out and instantly became a top free agent. The Brad Jacobs jump was finalized Wednesday, leaving Reid Carruthers to mull over options for his team. Ben, you clearly knew this was going to shake the earth, and it did. Man, what's your take on what's gone down in the world of curling this week from your perspective?
Yeah, no, Roddy, you nailed it. It's been busy, and it's been an interesting few days. Just 'cause certainly the plans have changed, and this wasn't in our plans. This wasn't in our 4-year goal. I know, talking to you even a couple of years ago when we built this team, we were building the team to try to beat Brad Gushue and be the best team in Canada and represent our country a couple times along the way with our journey to be Team Canada at the Olympic Games. And, unfortunately, my timeline of my back nine career is coming up quick, and don't have that much time to improve to get better. If I'm good right now, I need to take advantage of that. And I think more than anything, we failed as a team. We had 2 good seasons. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of teams would die and pray to have as good a seasons as we had. We had 2 really good seasons. We won some Grand Slams. We finished 3rd in both Briers. We were the number 1 team in Canada this year for the whole year, number 2 in the world. But to be honest with you, that's not our goal. Our goal isn't to finish 3rd at the Brier and be good in the other events and build points along the way. Our goal was to be Team Canada and beat Brad Gushue. I think we put a team together to beat him. I think we knew it. I think he knew it, and we failed. So sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and you gotta deal with that, and hurts the ego a little bit. But when you fail, but our goal, I think a lot of teams would be pumped to get a bronze medal at the Brier, and mine's hanging with my son's hockey medals that he got 6th place at a hockey tournament. It's irrelevant to me to finish 3rd place at a Brier. I know even this year, we lost to Mike and Colton, and with Team Sask being in Regina, they had a good following, and there's a lot of hype for them, and they did really well. And for them, 2nd place is great. And for me, 2nd place and 3rd place is exactly the same. So if we don't win, we failed, and we failed as a team. So I think with that being said, this opportunity came to us late last week after the Players' Championship, and it wasn't a decision we took lightly because Brendan's a great friend, and I think Brendan's a great player. And don't be fooled by the news of us moving on from Brendan because of certain reasons. He's a great guy. There's nothing like his last little breakup with his old team, and Brendan's 10 out of 10. What Brendan shows on TV is the worst of Brendan, the quiet, the shy, and doesn't give you the good stuff. Brendan's a beauty. Total beauty. Totally enjoyed my time with him, got to know him great, his family, tons of laughs and great memories. But in the end, we failed as a team. And then there was this shiny Lamborghini toy sitting over there that just came back out of retirement that we knew is an absolute assassin and someone we thought was going to give our team some energy and a good chance to take down Brad Gushue's team. And so we talked to Brad Jacobs. That's it.
Well, Ben, hey, I appreciate that. And it's a lesson in life. There are those that are okay with being just good enough. You know that. And there are those that aren't okay with being just good enough. And you're in that second category. I get it. And again, Ben's a 4-time Brier champion, Olympic gold medalist. So what? I'm just recapping what you just said.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, and it's not that I'm not okay with it. I'm proud and I'm grateful to be on good teams and be competitive and have a chance. I mean, it's a curse. Winning is as much as it's amazing, and it truly is amazing. It's a curse. It is. It's
addicting.
I won the Brier.
It's addicting. I won
the Brier when I was 24 and 25, and I won the Olympics when I was 26. That's 14 years ago, and my mentality since then hasn't changed and hasn't wavered one bit. And, I have a much better perspective now of what's important with family and kids and life. However, my competitive nature on the ice hasn't varied, and I'm proud of that. And that's kind of what still keeps me hungry and keeps me good. But as much as, I am grateful and proud of my teammates for working hard to get to a certain point, it's not satisfying unless you're on the top of that podium. And that's what winning at a young age does to everyone that's had that success. And it happens to me too. So that's the deal.
I certainly understand it. Now, I'm kind of dying to know, as much as you can say, how it came about. Because I just looked up Brad Jacobs, and it says Skip's a Calgary-based team, which is not wrong. But Brad won't be in Calgary, I assume. We all get how the rules are now.
Yeah, so, the three of us live in Alberta, so we're completely within the rules of having one out-of-province player. But, having a good chat with Brad over the last couple of days, he's fully committed and dialed to being in Alberta as much as we need to be. But, we play all over the country, right? So we're actually playing an event in Sault Ste. Marie next year where Brad lives. So we'll be up there for a few days. So rather than doing the weekly stuff like we were doing, me and Brett still practice together every day with our coach. But we'll just do training camps like most of the teams do. Like, you see Gushu and Dunstone do, even McEwen. You just try to build the best teams you can. You make the practices work. But with our work ethic, time commitment, support of our partners, sponsors, we'll be able to get together quite a bit to train, to be ready to take on the best in the world. So, yeah, he'll be out here lots, but no, he's not going to be a resident here. He lives in Sault Ste. Marie. That's his home. He's got wife and kids there. Good family man. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting going.
Of all this, as we talk here about the splits and everything, this Brier, if we can just recap it for a second. And I know you don't look back, you look ahead. You're like me, but Colton Flash has been through the splits. McEwen, obviously. Catlin, Schneider. Yourself. You were all thrown into one big melting pot, and it was the 2024 Brier. And it was amazing. You didn't come out of it in the end, but was it as good as we all thought it would be going in, like to be in the middle of it?
Amazing, man. I remember going to the Brier in 2018 as the Olympic team. We weren't able to play that year because we just came back from Korea. And I was like, man, it's my hometown. It's not really buzzing. The crowds weren't that big. And it could have been just, I don't know, coincidence or the Olympic year. People weren't dialed into it. It wasn't sold out, but it was one of the best Briers I've ever played in this year. It was man. And, I was so, I know the third place stings, and now I wasn't happy with that. But, the experience I had in Regina that week, staying at the Sask Hotel downtown, all the old restaurants I used to go to as a kid, seeing friends. I knew my close friends and family and my coworkers at Caltech. They were all going to be there. But I truly, I've been in Calgary so long now, I forgot how many people that touched my life in the curling world in Regina growing up. I honestly forgot because I've been so spoiled and to be able to play where I play in the league that I play in. But I saw people I played junior curling with, and I saw some of the guys and girls when you play mixed when you're 12, 14 years old, and they all have kids now, and their kids were the junior stars, and they were coming up to me and they're like, my mom said they used to kick your ass. I'm like, oh, she did. And so it was just amazing to see all the support that I still had and great friends. And I don't think I've ever dished out that many hugs in my life as I did that week to almost friends you forgot you had, and how many people were close to you as you were growing up curling in Regina and Saskatchewan. So honestly, it was outside of the third place. It was maybe one of my favorite Briers ever, and I'll never forget it. It was awesome.
Jamie Cooey came on here and on this show and said those young stars that were going out with Team Northwest Territories, he said to a kid, who are you cheering for? The kid said, Saskatchewan. And they were with Team Northwest Territories. Jamie thought it was awesome. Okay, last one, very quickly. You mentioned the restaurants. It's your last supper, Ben. Where are you ordering takeout from or going from the Queen City?
Oh, it's got to be Juliana Pizza, I think. If it's my last meal, and well, hey,
nice.
If I'm not working the waistline, and I'm I'm just eating, I like you don't have that in Calgary, the old thick pizza, right? Triffons, Juliana, tumblers, that whole roll. That's a Regina pizza specific, and it's something I miss when I go home. So we drilled it after we lost the semi. I think I dieseled about 8 pieces in depression, but it was awesome.
Spicy.
Yeah, I got it. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on and explaining that, and looking forward to seeing you this summer.
Okay, Roddy. Thanks a lot, buddy.
The great Ben Hebert, he always helps us out. Bound for the Hall of Fame of people and curlers.